Breaking news, breaking news. National Guard troops are now in Portland, Oregon, according to President Trump. The National Guard is now joining ICE, DHS, and ATF in tackling the Antifa and the lawlessness that is going on in Portland, Oregon. Portland has fallen, ladies and gentlemen. The Portland police are doing nothing to stop the left, the radical left, the anarchists, the Antifa from obstructing ICE. It is complete chaos outside the ICE facility in Portland, Oregon. But so far, we haven't seen the actual troops in Portland at all. But according to the president, they are there. Check it out.
About 90 minutes ago, President Trump posted on Truth Social saying, quote, "The National Guard is now in place in Oregon." That being said, we can tell you that members of the Guard are not yet in place around the ICE facility located near Portland's South Waterfront. Getting back to his post on Truth Social, President Trump said he activated the Guard this past Saturday and claimed that conditions have since, quote, "deteriorated into lawless mayhem." The president followed that by saying Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is, quote, "living in a dream world," and called Portland a, quote, "never-ending disaster" that he compared to a third world country. The Oregon Attorney General's office is suing to block the Guard's deployment. A hearing on the lawsuit is set for Friday at 10 a.m. The Oregon Military Department estimates that it will cost $3.8 million in federal tax dollars to pay the 200 service members over the course of 80 days. Local lawmakers in a Senate Safety Subcommittee reiterated that whatever their opinions are on this deployment, they realize the Guard is made up of Oregonians.
I hope you've heard from this side of the dais our support for the Oregonians who are following orders. These are our brothers and sisters, our family members, our coworkers, people who work with us in this building. And we recognize the situation that the president is putting them in.
KGW, by the way, also obtained a letter sent to Oregon Guard members from the general in charge of the Oregon National Guard. Now, he won't be in command during their deployment here in Portland, but here's a look at the letter. Brigadier General Alan Gronwald wrote about the task ahead, saying, quote, "I'll be honest with you. I know this isn't easy. Some people in Oregon won't understand or won't support this mission. Some might even be hostile about it. But we've been through tough situations before. We are professionals," he said, "who do our duties regardless of how it's received." He went on to write that Guard members not involved in this mission will continue to do their normal duties in the state, like responding to wildfires or storms. He also told service members it's okay for them to have strong feelings about the mission, but that they took an oath to follow the orders of the president and the governor, adding that they don't get to pick and choose their missions. You can read the full letter at KGW.com. Other city leaders around the country are condemning the growing military presence in their communities. They say the move to deploy troops is made to create fear and intimidation. The Trump administration continues to say it's about public safety. Thomas Schultz brings us more from the Portland South Waterfront.
Well, right now, right outside the Portland ICE facility along the South Waterfront, it's been pretty quiet. It's been that way all morning long. There's a little less than 10 protesters that look like they're just kind of setting up for the day right now. This all comes as Oregon state leaders are suing the Trump administration to block troop deployments here in Portland. Meanwhile, city leaders from Washington, D.C. to L.A. are pushing back too, saying the only nightmare in their cities recently was the deployment of the National Guard and federal officers.
The federal surge forces have been at soccer games, football games, in front of schools. Children have seen people kidnapped from in front of schools.
If you send military troops against the people of the United States, you are abusing your power. You are disrespecting and misusing the military and our service members, and you are wasting our tax dollars.
Community leaders in Tennessee say they're also seeing troops in Memphis. The Trump administration says the deployments are safety operations and opportunities for military training. President Trump recently defended the actions of his defense secretary, Pete Hegseth.
It's a war from within. I told Pete we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military.
Now in Portland, we've seen peaceful protests for quite some time. Along the waterfront, there was hundreds of protesters joining Governor Tina Kotek over the weekend, along with Portland Mayor Keith Wilson. Here at the ICE facility along the South Waterfront, protests have been going on since June. Many of those protests where they were larger and actually had more arrests were in June. We've seen a handful of arrests over the past week, but once again, peaceful down here today. Along the South Waterfront, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
So this is a live picture from right outside the ICE facility near the South Waterfront, and we can tell you again this afternoon that there are no National Guard members in place. Of course, we will continue to keep an eye on this situation as we move through the afternoon.
And if you are violating the rights of citizens that are exercising their First Amendment rights, you are subject under 18 U.S. Code 242, depriving American citizens of their rights under color of authority. That is a major felony. And you won't be arrested for it today, and not next month, but you will eventually be called to court. One day while you are sitting in your shitty little apartment, the knock will come at 5 in the morning. The knock will come at 5 in the morning, and it will be the FBI. They're going to be calling your ass.
These ladies are in ribbon skirts and Native American here, saying these men are weak. Touching the blue line seems very unwise, but you know, we all have different risk tolerance. I wish this was live.
So I'm fully propaganda. There and take you out. Foibles, is Foibles back there? Foibles, are you back there?
Form a circle. Circle around, circle around.
You ripped it out of my hands. You ripped my hands out. You ripped my hands.
Don't fucking touch me, bitch.
You didn't do
Fuck you think you are?
Look at our streets. There's homelessness. It's full of garbage. Businesses are leaving. We are not a thriving city. Our city is falling. It's horrible here. It's a man. In the 80s, do you remember? It was a beautiful city here. There was no racism and all this stuff. I mean, it's been going on for years. I mean, that's never going to change. But this is the George Soros woke, paid. These are paid protesters. That's what it is. I believe in God. That's what it is. You know, you believe in God, the Lord. I don't want communism in my country. I don't want Marxism. I don't want socialism. You know, people come down here and they have Palestine flags and then they burn flags. And this is America. How can you keep America great? You can't let borders. You can't open borders and just let anybody and everybody come in here. We won't have a foundation of a country.
Can I pass?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, some of the footage I just showed you is complete anarchy, chaos. Some residents there locally are fed up with this anarchy and are out there confronting the Antifa. There has been journalists that have been assaulted, journalists that have been threatened outside of that ICE facility. Where is the Portland police? They're nowhere in sight, and that's why the National Guard are there and will probably be there for at least 60 days, as Pete Hegseth, the Department of War, put out that they are activated for 60 days. We are definitely monitoring the situation in Portland. It's so bad in Portland at night that the mainstream media is not out there. You got to rely on some of the independent journalists, bloggers, and streamers to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is not protesting outside that ICE facility in Portland. It is complete anarchy. It's chaos. It's a crime. It's obstruction. It's terrorism. It's domestic terrorism. It's an insurrection. We'll see what happens here. I think people are going to get arrested here. So we'll see. Antifa doesn't seem like they're thwarted off. And it seems like they're continuing to mobilize and put out these flyers like they're going to continue to go back, particularly at night in the dark, while dressed in black with their black umbrellas and their gas masks. Praying for everyone's safety out there. Let me know what you think in the comments. We are covering what's going on. Portland, Chicago, Memphis, Los Angeles, possibly soon New York City, maybe Boston next, and other cities. I will say that the Louisiana governor has called the Trump administration and Pete Hegseth to deploy 1,000 National Guard troops to New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Memphis. Seems like some of these state governors are supporting the National Guard going in there to restore law and order in these crime-ridden cities. We'll be monitoring all that. I am JLR Investigates. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.